Good morning, children. Today we are studying about the energy flow in an ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? We have already studied them in the lower classes. That is our surroundings or the interaction between the biotic and the abiotic factors is said to be the ecosystem. So the chapter is the flow of energy. Here, food itself represents the energy. Throughout the chapter, it is the food that represents the energy. The chemical energy hidden in the food only is passed on from one organism to the another organism. Hence, the flow of energy in an ecosystem. So, based on the mode of nutrition, so organisms are classified as producers, consumers, and saprophytes and decomposers. So, this also we have studied in the lower class, and the various trophic levels. I think the trophic levels we are studying this year. So, as the food is passed on, say in your textbook, examples for the primary consumers. So, in the consumers are the four types. Primary consumers, they are the herbivores. Secondary consumers, they are the carnivores. Apex are the top consumers, they are also carnivores. And the omnivores, that is the mixed consumers. The examples have given. In the producers, there is no different subdivisions. Only in the consumers we are having that. Every type of the consumer, you will have to remember the examples given in the textbook. So now let us see what is a food chain. Food chain means one organism eating the another organism for the purpose of nutrition or for the purpose of food and energy. So that food is passed on from one organism to the another organism, always starting from the green plants. So green plants are the one whom we call as the producers. Through the process of photosynthesis, they always produce the food, and whole of the animal kingdom is depending upon the food produced by these green plants. So these plants are eaten by the animals. A small animal is eaten by the bigger animal is eaten by another bigger animal, and so on. As the food is passed on from one organism to the another organism, it is said to be the food chain. So one example of the food chain is given in your textbook. So remember always, it is the solar energy, the source of or the ultimate source of energy on earth is the sun. So this solar energy is always absorbed by the green plants for producing the food through the process of photosynthesis. So in the diagram you can see the grass. So that grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The food is passed on from the grass to the grasshopper. That grasshopper is eaten by a frog. Now the food is passed into the body of the frog. That frog is eaten by a snake. Food is passed into the snake. That snake is eaten by a hawk, and that is passed on to the hawk. Hence the food is passing on in the form of a chain. And as and how these organisms are dying, they are acted upon by the saprophytes and the decomposers. So does the food chain is present in the nature? Only one food chain is not there. Innumerable food chains are existing in the nature in different forms. Do only the grass is eaten by the living organ? No, all parts of the plant are eaten by. It may be the root, like carrot and radish, you can remember for that. It may be the branch, it may be the stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, seeds, all parts of the plant are eaten by the animals whom we call as the herbivores. So, therefore, such innumerable food chains are existing in nature and a network is seen. Such a network of food chain existing in the nature, we call it as food web. Now we will learn about the trophic level. So, what is a trophic level? Each level in the food chain is called a trophic level. Herbivores is one level, carnivores is another level. Like that, each level in the food chain is said to be a trophic level. So the food is passed on from one level, that is from one organism to the another organism in the process of nutrition. So the amount of matter that is present in the food as it is passed on from one trophic level to another trophic level, it goes on decreasing. It decreases from producer to herbivores, herbivores to carnivores, carnivores to omnivores are the top level or the highest trophic level. Why? Because every organism utilizes some amount of food energy for itself. Some amount of the food and the energy is lost to the environment in the form of heat. Hence, always the food or the energy as it is passed on from one trophic level to another trophic level takes the shape of a pyramid. So, in the pyramid at the base is the producers which absorb the solar energy and through photosynthesis produce the food. Herbivores take the first trophic level and carnivores are the second trophic level, omnivores are the third trophic level. In any given ecosystem, it may be terrestrial ecosystem or it may be the aquatic ecosystem. One example of the aquatic ecosystem is given in your textbook. That is, at the base of the energy pyramid is the phytoplanktons. That is the small plants, floating ones. They are the producers. So they are eaten by the zooplanktons, the small animals that are there in the water. They are eaten by the fishes. Small fishes are eaten by the bigger ones. And at the top, human beings, the omnivores. At each level, the energy decreases by 1/10. And finally, the energy is lost to the environment after their death, which are acted upon by the decomposers. So, where does the energy started? The energy started from the sun, the solar energy, and that is hidden in the form of a food as the chemical energy. So that energy present in the food as it is passing on from one trophic level to another trophic level, it goes on decreasing because the organism utilizes and some amount is lost to the environment. But ultimately that energy will never reach the sun back. Hence, the flow of energy in an ecosystem is said to be one way. Let us stop here. Thank you, children.